Welcome, ladies. So we talked about the subject last week as well, where we help a lot of internationals to buy or to rent a house. And one of the biggest questions that we get mainly from the international public that come from the States, where they're applying for the DAFT visa, what can I do in terms of jobs? Where do I find jobs? Well, many questions, really. So my question to you is, would you be able to help and to go through some of these questions? So the biggest question that I get is, how do I get a job?
Yeah, and that's a big question to answer, Angelique. Thank you
Yeah.
for having us. Um, yes, it's not that easy to just find a job. And it depends on so many things. I mean, we have so many different people with different skills and different backgrounds that come to us.
Hmm.
So it's also a matter of, okay, how is the job market in that particular industry? How is their level of experience? Are they already in progress of learning Dutch? I mean, things have changed a little bit in the job market in the Netherlands. And it's not an easy market anymore. So as an international, you definitely need to know your way around, need to know how how the job market is, how you can translate your skills to what is needed in the Dutch job market. Uh,
Hmm.
but yes, in certain industries, it's not difficult. But there are industries where it is difficult because a lot of people are laid off because of things that are happening in the world. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's definitely one of the most asked questions and also the most difficult questions to just give a straight answer. So
Mm.
maybe you have something to add there, Mirjam?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I do. I think that doing your research beforehand, so when you plan to move, you choose the Netherlands for a reason. But I think doing your research in terms of what are my skills and how is the industry or how is the profession in the Netherlands to try
Hmm.
and figure that out a little bit before you move. Because here it's not like in the US where you'll get a call from any recruiter at any moment in time saying, hey, listen, and then 2 weeks later you start. It's a different ball game here. Things take much longer because
Hmm.
you're protected as both as a DAFT visa holder, as an employee. People can't just fire you, which also means they won't just hire you. So that's something to keep in mind. The process of getting a job is much longer.
Yeah, that's an interesting fact that you just said that, because when we look for rental properties, for instance, the landlord always wants to have some form of security, that the person that is coming here with a job that they continue from the States, for instance, then the contracts are completely different. So that's a very interesting point that you mentioned that. We here in the Netherlands, we're fixed. So we're tied into some sort of a contract, whether that's for a couple of months or indefinite. And not that you can't get another job, of course, but at least you are protected, and so you can't be fired every single moment.
Exactly.
Yeah, and it's also like, what you probably know is it's like the chicken and the egg story because most landlords want like a contract. But if you are in the US and you look for a job, it's really hard before you moving to the Netherlands to really get that job because, I mean, recruiters prefer that you live in the Netherlands before, you start applying for a job. So that's always a tricky part. I mean, first the house or first the job. Yeah, so it's not that easy as people think it is.
Yeah, there is a lot of complexity. I 100% agree with you. The job, the moving, is the house. Do I need a mortgage? When do I need to start my IND process? There's a lot of complexity that comes with it. And in all fairness, the DAFT visa is one of the easiest visas to get. You start a business and that's it. You can stay, but it sounds too good to be true in many cases. And I think the research, like you said, Miriam, will really add to that and get your timeline in order and do that research so that you're ready for those big things.
No,
So a
actually,
lot of my, sorry?
no, nothing. It's okay.
So a lot of my clients also ask, what's the work-life balance like in the Netherlands? I know a lot of people that come from the States, the expectation of when they're available and how many hours. Maybe it doesn't align here, or it's different, or the expectation is different. How do you guys see that?
Well, I know that a lot of people actually want to move here for the amazing work-life balance.
Ah,
Um, and yes, it's true. A lot of people are able to close the laptop at 5 p.m. And be at their kids' soccer practice at 5:15. That's entirely doable. And it's wonderful that on weekends there's no emails, no expectations of this phone call to do or that call. When you're off, you're off. But the catch is, in order to do that, in order to have that work-life balance, the work has to be really structured. So people here are on time. It's not done, if you have an online call, it's not done to be 10 minutes late, because then the rest of your back-to-back calls for the day are also late. So being late is not an option. Having your kids, your dog crawl all over the place when you're in a Zoom call, not done. So
not.
there's a certain etiquette. Next to that, planning is a big thing here. And not only work-wise, also social-wise. If I want to see my friends, very often I have to schedule it weeks in advance. It sounds crazy, but that's how it works. So in order to have the balance, you have to put in the work.
Yeah, so it's plan to work, work to plan.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, and
perfect.
that's something we help our coaches with as well. How does it work in the Netherlands? How do you get that work-life balance? So we kind of educate them a little bit on the do's and the don'ts of how it works in the Dutch workplace, but also in Dutch life. I mean, it's not just the working, but it's also the life in the Netherlands, the social life, building a new network. So we help you with that as well. Yeah.
Awesome. I love the work that you guys do, by the way, really helping people to emerge into the Dutch workforce, because I can see that there is a lot of things that aren't aligning with other countries. For instance, the language that you would use in a job application, one of those things. And you guys make that really easy for people, and to really communicate the language that Dutch employers are looking for. So yeah, I'm a big fan. While we're touching on the subject resume, what would be a good resume to have?
Yeah, so if you come from the US, there's definitely a difference between the Dutch and the US resume. It definitely depends on if you start working for an international company or more for a Dutch-oriented company. Nowadays, a lot of the companies work with ATS systems, so that's an applicant tracking system. So it's good to know how that works, so how you can translate your resume into that system. So that's like one translation already. But if you're looking at the difference between the Dutch and the American resume, American resume is much more about selling yourself, and the Dutch is you don't need to overdo it. You don't need to oversell yourself. You still want to show off, what skills you possess, but we help you translate that a little bit towards how it works in the Dutch standard. So it's more like, how did I do that? So how do you translate that skill into the results that you had for the company? So it's like it's a little different approach. And it's also a different approach how you write your cover letter.
So is it more factual then?
Yes, it's more factual, because numbers, what we always say, are magic. Because if you let a team of a certain amount of people, tell them how many people were in your team, or a lot of foreign companies are not known here in the Netherlands. So give a small description of the company, so at least they have like a reference. So what kind of company did you work for? What kind of department did you work for? So just little adjustments like that. But we go through the whole resume and make the changes that are necessary to make it work in the Netherlands, and that the Dutch recruiters can really pick your resume up and invite you for that interview. Yeah.
Nice. So while we're on the subject, one of those things, like you said, is a resume. What other things can you offer people? What's also part of what you do?
What Corine just explained about the resume, the other big platform here in the Netherlands where recruiters or companies looking for freelancers look is LinkedIn. LinkedIn is used here, I think, in a much more extensive way than in the US, for example. So aligning those two and knowing how to use LinkedIn in a way that you will actually pop up when potential clients or companies are looking for you is also a big thing. It's a big part of the holistic approach we have towards career coaching, because that's what we do. We help you to decode the Dutch work culture, and we help you understand, okay, so if I want to move here, which steps can I take now before moving? And once I'm there, which are the rules that I need to follow first? Because we're a rule-abiding country, right? You can't, there's no sidestepping, the rules won't apply to me, they apply to everyone. So in order to get everything going smoothly, but you know that, Angelique, because you advise people when they call you, there are certain steps that you have to follow. But there are things that you can do before moving that will make that easier, and we help you to get that done smoothly, and we help you to identify the opportunities in the area that you want to live in, the markets, the industries, to give you the biggest chance to land that job. And
Nice.
at the end, and well, we threw your example of that. It's all about networking.
Oh, it 100% is. I couldn't agree more. So you just mentioned that you would help the client to get ready. Is that also a prepping before they come?
Corine, I'll give that.
Yeah, there are a lot of things you can do definitely before you come here, and we work with a lot of coaches before they come to the Netherlands, because then it takes some time when you are in the Netherlands to settle in. So at least before you move, you have the basics done, and then as soon as you're really settled in and you feel at home in the Netherlands, then you can make bigger moves and bigger steps to land that job easier. So some easy tips. A lot of people might have already a network in the Netherlands. So as LinkedIn is an important tool for recruiters, start building your network already on LinkedIn. Look at your profile and see if everything is on your profile. And nowadays there's so much more information than just your resume. So just take a moment and go over your profile and start filling it up. And if you already know that you're moving to the Netherlands, if you already found that house, change your location settings to the Netherlands and to the place that you're looking for a job, because that's one of the criteria that recruiters are looking for. And if you, for example, are a cybersecurity officer and you are located in the US, you're not going to be found by a recruiter in the Netherlands if you are still like living in the US for your LinkedIn profile. So that's definitely a big tip.
That's a great tip. Yeah.
Start already working on your Dutch, because even though there are a lot of international companies that you can work for, we noticed that a lot more employees or employers prefer a minimal amount of Dutch speaking when they hire new people. So start working on your Dutch and mention it in your resume. And what I always give as a tip for new coaches that I start working with, They give me their resume, and then we do the intake, and I ask a lot of questions. And so many times, a lot of things are not on their resume. So what I always say is just, have a white piece of paper and start writing. Start thinking about what did you do in your work life? What kind of projects did you work on? Did you do volunteer work? I mean, anything you can think of, just start writing that on paper. And then together we make a hell of a resume that really shows off your skills and what you can actually mean for that job.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Thank you so much for your feedback and your tips. I really appreciate it. So we're going to do a series and we'll cover multiple subjects, and also, specifically for the jobs, how to find it, tips and tricks and things like that. So if you're a viewer, I would encourage you to, sign up for the series. Make sure that you follow all the tips, and if you've got any questions, you can always reach the ladies from Resettl directly. I will drop all of the contact details below. Make sure that you follow them, so you're always having a head start for everyone else that is moving. Thank you so much, ladies. I really appreciate it, and I look forward to the next one.
Thank you so much, and we're definitely gonna look forward to the next one as well.
Nice.